only for our own historical purposes. You know, we've been on a journey. We good? Yeah. We've been on a journey and to get here. I mean, we're what, 15 years into this thing. This last, almost 16 now. 16, yeah. Last year was 15. I don't know about you guys, but oh my gosh, business is tough. You know, life is tough sometimes. We've come through COVID was ridiculous. And it is still, I know we're on the tail end of it. I know we're not over it. Don't get me wrong. I know that we're still needing to be smart. And I've instructed Shirley to go ahead and leave the front door unlocked now. And so she's doing that. We're at that point where we can do that. We're going to start instituting some back of our services that we've had with different companies and doing things of that nature. Are these anywhere where they can stop?
This little stopping in a second.
Okay.
It's setting tools right now.
Setting tools? Alright. So we've gotten to that point where it's like, yeah, I run this thing meticulously, which is fine. You know, it's money. It's sound of money, right?
It's like they pay me more than they pay you.
Yeah. But COVID was tough. You know, it hurt a lot of companies, hurt a lot of people. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of companies went under. Way too many. But I think we were fortunate to not go under. We were fortunate to sustain and thrive. I think that that was all, you know, part of the strategy, you know, that Regina and I and the leadership team, you know, developed different techniques. Obviously with different funding and grants and money and PPP and stuff of that nature, we were able to survive and now thrive. So we're in a thriving stage again, which is great. I just checked the sales for this morning for next month. And so Q1 was tough. We almost didn't make it. So it's been a tough go. Anyway, all I have to say is we're seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. Sales are back up. Things are moving. We're going in the right direction. We're making new hires. We started giving raises. We started doing all those things again, and we're very excited about that. It's been a very trying time, and I think that we're on the tail end of it, and I pray that we continue to be. And so I think I wanted to kind of share that with the company. So now is a great time also too. One of the things that we owe a lot of our success to was during 2008, during the what they call the recession. You know, things were really tough. You know, but Gina had enough foresight and vision to focus on R&D and development during that time. She invested a lot of money in that. So me and David and some of the other guys, we really focused really hard. Were you here? You were there. Around, when did you get here? 13? Oh, okay. No, you weren't there. No. So we focused a lot on that, not at that time. Well, you know, I know I've heard through the grapevine, is that how you hear that? I heard through the grapevine now that, you know, all these products are designed by a certain somebody here now. These latches, all these stuff, you know. And I will give him credit, he has designed a ton of them. But prior to that, it was I used to work here, believe it or not. I used to design latches and make parts. No, but things have changed. Life has changed. We have grown a company from nothing, from $500,000 in debt to a large, healthy, multi-million-dollar company. It's huge. It's huge. A lot of people don't do that. And we had to pay a lot of sacrifices along the way. You know, our kids have slept on these floors. I've slept on these machines. You've heard the stories. Gina's been here all throughout the night, off and on, taking turns, tag teaming. You go to work, I go home. You know, kind of stuff. And it's been a journey. And we feel like we're at a season now where we want to invest even further into the company. And we think that the next market that we want to go after, aerospace, because aerospace is on the rise right now. What did you tell me? A 700?
Yeah, it's like a 700% backlog right now
of corporate jets and aviation.
I think right now they said it's like 5 to 6 years if you order right now before you'd even be able to see it.
So that's a lot. I mean, so aerospace, corporate aviation will pick up and continue to pick up because they're making it more accessible, but also they want that health, safety, I guess, if you will. And so, but you know what other market's picking up with that is the same people that own those jets or yachts. Yachts are really picking up, and we have a product for yachts, and we're going to continue to develop a product for yachts. The challenge is I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Arkansas is kind of landlocked. There's not a lot of yachting market around here. We don't have a Falcon Jet or these other aerospace companies, and so we're kind of landlocked. And so,
You put it in the lake, you just can't take it anywhere.
well, you know, I've actually looked at that, the river, going down the Arkansas River to the Mississippi, but the draft is too shallow. All these different scenarios we ran, and they do have a yacht club here. You know, we've looked at that and stuff of that nature, but those aren't exactly the same. Yeah, that's not exactly the same clientele as our market. And so what Gina and I decided, we're risk takers. We're gamblers. We're going to push limits and boundaries, and within reason. I'm a lot smarter than I used to be. I guess they would say I was the type of person that would jump off a cliff and figure out how to fly on the way down. Still that guy. But I have a couple plans and scenarios and a safety zone in case it doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? And so she's like, hey, let's pull that chute now. I don't think you're going to make this plane in time. And I don't want you to die yet. So even though she does have a great insurance policy, that makes me wonder. Hey. Anyway, so we're going to actually be spending, Gina and I will be spending this next year in California. So we're going to go focus on the yacht market. We're going to focus on developing yacht product. We're going to focus on making impact. We'll be in town probably on a monthly, obviously. We'll still be running financials and business at a high level, strategy and stuff like that, working with our team members and doing things of that nature. But it's a kind of a radical jump. We're going to jump off this cliff and we're going to do something radical because that's what we believe. That's how we got here. And so we might as well practice what's got us here, you know, and not change. But we couldn't do that without you guys. We couldn't do that without this team. We couldn't do that without leadership in place. There's no way in heck we'd even think about it if we didn't have the right people in place to do this. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And we feel like this is the right season to do that. And with that, I have a couple other announcements. But before I get into that, is there anything you'd like to add to anything I've said at this time? All right. So, leadership is critical. You know, and to be a good leader, you got to be a good follower sometimes. You got to know when to lead and you got to know when to follow. You got to know when to trust your gut and when to trust the process. You know, and it's always complications. It's never simple. It's never always the same. And so you got to figure those things out. And that's one thing that we say we hire for character and not skill sets. We can train somebody to do a job, but we can't train them to how to be a hard worker. We can't train them how to be focused on tasks. We can't train that. That's the individual has to do that, okay? And so right now, there's been a lot of people have stepped up and done some things. We have a few gaps in a couple of jobs and stuff like that that we need to fill, and we got a few different positions we need to work on that we're hiring against. But there's this position right now that we're going to go ahead and fill because we know that we have the right person for that job. We know we have the right person to make this happen. We know we have the right person that's going to continue to push over the top. Okay, so this next position that we're going to fill in terms of leadership, and I think it's a testimony to that no matter where you came from, no matter where you started, no matter what you're doing, that there's no limits here in what you can accomplish in your life and at GSI. The next position that we're going to fill as of today is our Director of Operations position, and that's Miss Sandra Goff. Sandra Goff is We're so proud of you, Sandra. I don't know if hug is appropriate. We could do a side hug. I think we're so
Just don't
proud
breathe
of
on
you.
each other.
We're just so proud of you and everything that you've accomplished here at GSI, and your testimony is ridiculous to where you were just a couple of years ago. But for you to advance this quick from what you've come from to where you are, I have just pure willpower, pure determination, pure faith, pure beliefs, and we just are just absolutely impressed that you came from where you've come from to be where you are.
Thank you.
So you are our Director of Operations, and we are very proud of you. You got anything you'd like to share with the team?
You know, just seeing me like coming from assembly to where I'm at now, anybody can do that here. You know, everybody just put in the hard work and you can move up. So
Absolutely. Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate you.
Normally we tell people they get the promotion before we tell the whole company, but we thought
Yeah, you didn't even know that was happening. I don't think you didn't know that was happening at all, did you? You've been pushing for it though. You've been fighting for it. You've been manifesting. You're saying, I want that. That's what you've been saying. since for a while now, I want that job, I want that job, I want that job. So you did what it took to get that job. I think this morning she had to have to pass a test.
Yeah, so most of you have probably seen her on the floor. I challenged her with being able to understand everything that she'd be over. The one thing she didn't feel comfortable with was CNC. So I told her, all she has to do is learn how to run the machine, set them up, and do it on her own. So today we did a little test. The thing that was finishing up when Wade was talking was her passing her test. So now she can operate everything in this shop, except for the lathe, but everything else. So she has the ability to do it, and she knows how to do it, and she can do it well. So I'm very proud of Sandra because I've watched her grow, and she didn't come from this background at all. But if you have drive, determination, and the work ethic to put it in, she came in her days off to practice, to learn. She coordinated with people to be trained, worked it out. Everybody here can do that. So just keep that in the back of your mind. That where you want to go, there is no ceiling here. So you can keep learning and keep growing and move up throughout this company if that's something that you truly want to do. So I am proud of Sandra, and I can't wait to see what else happens.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony. Tony's turning on fire.
Tony coming in and train. You know, that's what I love is that teamwork, that scenario. That's what it takes. That's what it takes here at GSI. It takes that initiative, that fire, that drive, that tenacity to invest in yourself. I say it every time I'm up here almost. I think invest in yourself, invest in yourself, invest in yourself, because nobody else is going to. We'll try, but the best person to invest in yourself is you. You know, and that's what Sandra did, and that's why she's at where she's at. And so, and then what's really cool is, look, she's not the boss that just wants to tell people what to do. She's the one that does it. She knows how to do what she's telling you to do. That's what we expect of her. And with that being said, leadership is also very critical to us here at GSI, and growth and opportunity. And
Speaking of no ceilings.
huh?
Speaking of no ceilings.
Yeah, speaking of no ceilings, you know, last time we were here, I think I got to announce the fact that, you know, David, you know, he started on the floor too. He came in here and he had a week that he hired in as something else, and then we had a guy that was running the CNC department, and then a week later he says he's quitting. And I told David, I said, David, what were you, like 20 something?
Yeah, 26.
26 years old, come in here. What'd you start at, $9 an hour? $8.50. Started at
Didn't even go
$8.50.
the extra 56.
No,
You know,
850.
started at $8.50. You know, and worked his way up to the company. I said, David, look, I got to hire for this job. You can either teach yourself how to do it and become that guy, or I can hire somebody to do it. He said, I'll do it. I got it. And so he taught himself how to do that job, and he grew through all those positions, grew to be such a trusted advisor and right hand to me, you know, and we spent time together. Last time that he got announced as our VP now of operations, administrations, you know, and stuff like that. But, you know, I would also like to share with you another announcement that has transpired over this last week, is that we also now have a new owner at GSI. And that new owner is David. David has worked himself up from the floor to being an owner, the part owner at GSI. We have gifted him some stocks and some shares of this company because he has bled for this company. And he continues to bleed for this company. He continues to put in what it takes to make it happen. And the only way that Jim and I felt that we could even, you know, show our appreciation, because look, we're about making a lifestyle and generating revenue, but we're about sharing that too. We're about making an impact in our people's lives and everybody else's life. And so through that, David has sacrificed, and so now he has come up to be one of the owners at GSI. How cool is that? Congratulations, Dave. We're very proud of you. You got anything to say about that?
Same thing I said about Sandra. Let's just keep going. And we couldn't do it without all you guys here too, so.
Yeah.
It's a reflection of my work ethic and what I've done and what Sandra's done, but it's also a reflection of what you guys have been able to pour out. Because we wouldn't be able to do what we do if you guys weren't able to continue to keep doing it so that we could have the opportunity to grow and to try new things. And so I'm grateful for everybody that's here. I can't wait to see what happens. You know, my goal is to top out at 40 people, and the minimum salary being $40,000 a year. I think we're getting close to that. So I see so much potential for what we have here, and I think we do have the right group of people. And I just can't wait to see what God's got in store for the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, to see what's going on. Thank you for everything that you guys have done and helped lift me up to be able to feel comfortable to take this opportunity. So I am grateful, and thank you guys for giving me the ability to do it.
Absolutely, man. It's like our pleasure. These guys are fighters. They fought for what they got. We're fighters. You and I are fighters. You'll know that. I mean, you know, in every sense of the word, we'll fight for what we want. And they fought for what they wanted, and they got it. Okay? That's what the company is. We're a tenacious company. We've been in existence since 1958. My grandfather started this company, and I didn't know him. I didn't know my father. Didn't know any of them, and I didn't meet him until I was 30. And when I met them, we purchased this product line, moved it to Arkansas, and started building. We just started building, and we fought for everything we got. Nobody gave us any. We didn't get a handout here. Nobody gave us money to do this. Banks wouldn't touch us. People wouldn't look at us. We maxed out our credit cards. We went into debt. We did everything you weren't supposed to do when you started business, but we're here. Okay? And so David did the same. Sandra's doing the same. You know, and so the possibilities for all of us. Okay, so that's where we're at. So Gina and I will be in California this next year. We'll be here on occasion, once a month, twice a month maybe. Sandra will be your director of operations. David is your VP of operations administrations as well as co-owner now. And there's lots of space, room left at the top for anybody that wants it. You just gotta have to get it. That's all there is to it. All right? Good deal. Okay, a couple other things and we'll wrap it up. Or Tim goes crazy. No. I think we have some new people here. Whose first all call is this? All right. I love first all calls. If I could get you guys to do me a favor, it's the best part of the job. Come on up front down here and let's see your shiny faces. Come on down. You have been selected on GSI.
Will you hold Megan's camera?
Oh, Megan's new too, huh? Alright, so we got a couple questions for you. We're going to play a little game, okay? So we want to get to know you guys a little bit better here at GSI. So the game is going to be this. We want 2 truths and 1 lie. And we're going to guess what we think the lie is, okay? So, it's hard sometimes on the spot. I should have told you guys that. I'm sorry, but there's 2 truths about you and 1 thing that's a lie. And maybe we can guess. You guys think you're prepared for this? So tell us about your name. Tell us your name. Maybe anything relevant information about your life, your family, where you grew up. And then 2 truths and a lie, okay? Is anybody ready to go first? Get it out of the way. All right, Megan, awesome. Turn around, face crowd. Yeah.
My name is Megan. I grew up here in Arkansas. I've got 2 sons that are both fantastic musicians. I have a dog that kayaks, and I've been married 4 times. Oh.
I got a dog that kayaks, I've been married 4 times, and you got 2 sons.
2 sons who are good musicians, a dog that kayaks, and married 4 times.
So who thinks this says she was married 4 times? Who thinks she has a dog that kayaks?
Or you think that's the lie? Wait, I don't know.
Yeah, how's it go?
Which one is the lie, basically?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Which one?
4 times married.
4 times married.
Yep.
Alright. Megan?
4 times? Eh.
1 time.
Because everybody has a dog that kayaks, apparently.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I seen the picture, so I knew it's true. So. Alright, thank you, Megan. Stay put. Who's next? Rock, paper, scissors? Alright.
Okay.
Alright. My name is Michelle Akins. I'm 49 years old. I have 2 grown sons, both who are married. I have 5 grandchildren. I went to college for 4 years. I worked at Jim Clark for 10. And today's my first day.
Yay! I'm going to say today's your first day's live. Alright, so what were our facts? Did you get them? Where are we at?
There's a lot. Which 3?
College.
Which facts? College for 4 years.
Yeah.
2
2
sons.
grown
Kimberly Clark,
sons.
10.
Kimberly Clark for 10.
Grandkids.
Kimberly Clark, 5 grand. You gave us a lot. 5 grandkids.
You don't have no grandkids.
We'll just go with grandkids.
What was the lie?
College.
College was a lie.
There's a lot.
Okay. Well, 10 years at Kimberly Clark. That's awesome. What did you do there?
I was supervisor over tampon program.
Awesome.
the last 3 years.
Okay.
Back up for,
And now you're here at our inventory.
yes.
Awesome. Welcome aboard. So glad to have you.
Thank you.
Stay put. We got one more exercise after this. All right, you up.
Alright, so my name is Derek Harris. I was born in Louisiana but raised here in Arkansas. United States Army vet, did field artillery. Did a couple of years of college now. For my two truths and a lie. Hate video games, love to read, love to cook.
I'm gonna say the
Video games, I think he came in hard with that one round. I hate you. It's like, oh.
So is that the lie? You mean video games?
Yes.
Okay.
What's your favorite video game?
I have too many now.
Really?
Probably Pokemon at the moment.
Pokemon at the moment?
Yeah, just
People are
started
still
getting
doing
back
that
into
game? That game's been around a long time, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Wow. I remember back in the day.
I
Alright.
threw a fit actually recently. He's like, you threw away my Pokemon
Yes,
cards.
I remember that
I said,
one.
I told you.
Oh, Phil,
take
stay
them when
tight,
you
bro.
leave.
Or Derek, stay tight, bro. We got one more exercise. I need you right here in front. I need you right in front. Alright, here's
Who's
the
got
front.
it? Rebecca, you got it?
The last
I got it.
exercise is this.
I got
Here's
it.
the last
All right.
exercise. Listen, we're gonna spend a lot of time with each other, right? And we're gonna get to know each other. Sometimes in work environments we spend more time at work than we do with our extra family, and that's so we become family. Sometimes we'll bicker, sometimes we'll have different disagreements, but we'll work through that. But lots of times we'll feel like some of it that inhibits us from doing this is because of our embarrassment or pride or whatever. So we like to get that all out of the way right off the gate. So we like to get that whole idea of being embarrassed out the way. So that's part of this, is letting you be embarrassed. But we got one more element to that, and it's so fun. You're so going to be happy about this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, there's this little dance that we do here at GSI. And you guys get to participate in that dance and lead the way as new people. It's called the chicken dance. Are y'all familiar with the chicken dance? Don't want to be a chicken, don't want to be a duck. Yes, right. So, here we go. On three, you guys get to lead us in a chicken dance. Are you ready, Derek? You're not ready? Here we go. On three, everybody. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Chicken dance.
I don't know if that goes to you.
All right, I'm just teasing.
Hey, my boss is beautiful.
We're super happy. What the heck? I could have.
I know, I love it though. I was be like, yes. Most people are like,
Yeah. We're super happy to have you guys. Welcome aboard. I hope that we can become your family over time and that we can all work together and continue to grow, okay? Welcome aboard, GSI. Appreciate that. Next time we want to get a video, Shirley, we want a video for the chicken dance next time, okay?
We need proper training.
Not you.
We'll make sure people sign up.
You want a video of me doing the chicken dance?
Diana, put down the training
hey.
records.
Yes, the chicken dance training. Before we go, those of you who have been here for a long time know that we're a praying company. Those of you who are new may not know that. We do not ask, you don't have to pray with us, we just ask that you respect our time. But right now, is there anyone that has any prayer requests, anything that we need to be lifting up in prayer for you or your families that we can pray with? Yes.
Pray for me. So those of you who don't know, I had a stroke a week ago. I'm going in for surgery on the 21st. So they're gonna put a stent in my carotid artery. Somehow I ripped it open. So yeah, I'm just too strong for my own body.
Too much good.
Yeah. So just making sure that for my family, just for peace and anxiety, because the human side of me is just like freaking out every day. Am I gonna wake up the next day? So just kind of at ease there.
This is the guy who on his vacation started choking and was ready to die. And he's like,
I wonder if that's what did it.
Said no.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then he's like, oh, looking for a soft place to land as he's losing his breath and knowing that hopefully they'll revive him. That's ridiculous.
But he
Love
gave
it.
himself the Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah. Oh, you did.
And
Oh.
so apparently, do not eat children's gummies if
Yeah.
you're 36 years old.
Children's
They got
vitamins are not
stuck
safe for
in
adults.
his throat.
Children's vitamins are not safe for adults, right on.
Yeah, Riker will let you know.
This is our new owner, director of Rome.
Hey, good judgment comes from bad judgment.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody else?
All right.
Here.
I have a 2-year-old granddaughter that has seizures and they've become more frequent, so we're just praying.
Absolutely.
Anybody else? Shirley?
Yeah, my daughter Vicky this morning started having chest pains, so she's on her way to the ER. You guys pray for her. I believe she just got in yesterday.
All right. You good? You ready? Okay. Please join us in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, God, we just ask that you lift up these things, God, that you give peace and healing to the individuals who need it, God, to the prayer requests we heard, to the ones that remained unspoken, Lord. We pray that you just cover us in peace. You cover us in healing, God. You make the crooked path straight, Lord. You guide our footsteps and you guide our thoughts. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, you guys, welcome new team members. Everybody else, let's get back at it.